Okay guys, serious question. How many times have you been towing your RV, hit a nasty expansion joint, only to hear from the passenger side, God, I hope that's not going to be a big mess to clean up when we get there, all because the back of your truck bounced so hard? So today I'm going to go ahead and make a slight modification to my truck to see if I can't reduce that bounce. And because it's not just what kind of a mess will we have to clean up inside, we also carry our e-bikes on a bike rack on the back of the RV. So every time that happens, my first thought is, did I just catapult one of those bikes off the back of that rack on the back of the RV? So I'm going to see if all the hype that I've heard, if there's anything to it about these Timbrens. I'm going to go ahead and install these today. Not really because of the squat of my truck, mostly because of that bounce issue I have. I know that most people are installing these because they want to correct the squat that they get in the back of their truck when they hook their RV to it. Now there's a lot of things that squat can be an issue with. Number one, when you put all that weight on the back of your truck and it's squatting like that, you're taking some of the weight off the front of the truck, which is going to give you kind of a stability problem with steering and things like that. So not only is it going to help with load handling, reducing that squat, improving your steering, I'm going to see if it's going to actually help with that bounce, reduce the bounce, and reduce the amount of recovery time from them bounces. So installation on these is supposed to be really straightforward, real easy. Like I said, I've not really been concerned with squat with my truck. I've never paid much attention to it because it's not that bad, I feel. But now I'm a little bit curious about it. So what I am going to do is, before I hook up the RV, I'm going to show where we sit without anything on the truck. I'm going to put the RV on the truck, measure it again, and see just where I fall with my dually. I don't think it's that bad. It's not really been an issue that I've been worried about, but now I'm curious about it, so we'll see what happens. So let's take a look at that. I'll show you just how easy these things are to install. And we're going to make this a two-part video because we've got like a 1,200-mile trip coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm going to go ahead and do a real quick video today of the installation and the benefits of the Timbrens. And then when we hook up and get ready to head north for the summer, that's going to be the true test of just how good this product is, if it does live up to its hype. Okay, so I took some measurements before I dropped the RV on the back of the truck. I measured not only at the bottom of the fender to the ground, but I also measured the free space between my factory bump stop and the bracket that it would rest on if it were to bottom out. So at the fender, I had 41 inches before we dropped the RV on, and I had 3.5 inches of clear space between the bump stop and the bracket. Once I dropped the RV on the truck, we dropped 2 inches. So we dropped 2 inches at the fender and we dropped 2 inches at the bump stop. So that was consistent, so I know that was an accurate measurement. So it's going to be interesting to see just how much we drop once these Timbrens have been installed. And I'm going to take those measurements when I put the RV back on before we head north with our 1,200-mile trip. That's going to be the true test of this product, is when we take that trip. So wait till either the end of this video or the first part of the next video, and we'll go over those measurements of what they are with the RV on the truck. One of the reasons I think makes this particular product so attractive to people is its ease in installation. There really isn't a whole lot to it. As far as assembly goes and installation goes, there's some quick assembly. So you have the actual rubber component itself, and then you have the appropriate mounting bracket for your truck. In this case, it's the Ford F350. So this, as you can already see on my original bump stops, the original equipment, I just have these 2 bolts that I have to take off to take that bump stop off, and then this is going to replace it. But first we have to assemble it. So assembly is really easy. On this side where the bump stop is going to, or the actual Timbren is going to bolt to this, to the mounting bracket, that's threaded in there. Inside here, I don't know if you can see it. Let me get this. There's actually a washer in there. You can see it. Hopefully you can see it. Basically, you're just going to kind of fumble this around until that washer lines up with the hole down here. And then you're going to have this bolt that's got to go through there. Now, fingers aren't real easy to get down in there. So what I did is I have a actual little magnet extension for when you drop screws and whatnot. So just to put it down into the hole, line it up, there we go, in it goes. So there we are. So then I can just go ahead and start it even with the magnet, and just pull my magnet out. Just go ahead and get it started, snug that up, and once that's tight, you're ready to go on the truck. So the next thing is I just got to go take off the original equipment bump stops and replace these. I did measure before I put these, or I put one together and measured it first, then measured the truck to see if I was going to have to lift the truck up. I got 7 inches from where this is going to bolt to the frame to the bottom where you'll see that it goes on the bracket on the truck. So I have 7 inches here, I have 7 inches there. I should be able to slide this in without even having to jack up the truck. Let's see. So first thing I'm gonna do is go take the original equipment ones off and get these on. Okay guys, one thing that I forgot to mention while we were talking about this kit are the 1/2 inch spacers that it comes with. Now if you look on my truck, I left these out, and I left them out for a reason. I wanted that 1/2 inch of free space, so when I was not loaded I didn't feel any difference or any stiffer ride than I already have with a 1-ton truck. With it being a 1-ton, it's already stiff enough, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to stiffen it up anymore. Where I really need the benefit of this product is when I'm loaded with the RV and to reduce the bounce. Like I said earlier, I really wasn't that concerned with squat, but it was the bounce. So I left these out for that reason. And you can see in the background here the factory bump stops that I took off. Probably, I don't know if I'll hang on to these in case I want to take them back off, take the Timbrens off or not. Haven't decided yet. That's what those look like. So that is the reason I left these out, but they're here for you if you need them. And if you do need a stiffer ride for whatever reason, you can put those in. Each kit is going to be specific to your model of truck, so it just may vary whether you need these or not. All right, pretty simple installation, right? And all it took me like 20 minutes on both sides of the truck as far as getting the OEM bump stops off, getting the new ones installed. I had enough clearance with my dually that I didn't even have to jack the truck up. For some of you, you might have to lift the back of the truck up with the jack. Just basically put it on your hitch or your bumper and take some of that load off the springs, just give you enough clearance to slide them in there. Fortunately, I didn't have to do that. I had enough room, so it was a real simple process for me. One thing that I do want to mention before I wrap this video up is being in RV sales, I talk to people every single day who are in the market for a new RV, and on quite a regular basis, I'll hear somebody make a statement, well, if I just add airbags or some of these Timbren thingies or whatever these things are, I can increase the payload of my truck and get a bigger RV. No, I did not say that, and I am not saying that. What I am going to stress is whether it's airbags or these Timbrens, that does not change the payload of your truck, so you still want to stay within your truck specifications as far as your payload and your towing capacity. Don't think that this is going to change it, and don't think this is going to be your savior to get a bigger RV without getting a bigger truck. Not going to do that. So a little bit about, again, why we're doing this. I've already had a friend say, well, why are you doing that? You've got independent suspension on your RV. I thought that was the greatest thing. It is. The MORryde independent suspension is the greatest thing you can have on your RV, in my opinion. And it has saved us a lot of stress and a lot of wear and tear on our RV. There is no question in my mind about that. But here's what happens is, so because we get that bounce, so if this is the truck and I put the front of the RV on the truck, right? And if the truck bounces like this, naturally the front of that RV is going to do the same thing. And what happens to the back of the RV is the same thing in the back. Now we are almost 44 feet long. So that is going to really amplify that bounce in the back. And because we have a rear kitchen, we have our refrigerator that sits on the back wall. That's going to take the brunt of that bounce. And like I mentioned earlier, our e-bikes are on the back rack on the back of the RV. And so when that happens, my biggest concern is, did I just launch one of those bikes or did I just break something? I'm just hoping that this modification to the truck will reduce that. Not only reduce the bounce, but also increase the recovery time or decrease the recovery time for when the truck gets to bouncing. Hopefully we'll have a lot less bounces with each bad expansion joint. So, you know, with having, I showed you the free space with the original bump stops is 3.5 inches. We've reduced that down to a 1/2 inch free space without a load on it. Once I get the RV on there, that 1/2 inch space will be used up and I'll be riding on that Timbren the whole time the RV is on there. So that's going to just create that much more resistance, and hopefully any bounce will be reduced significantly and it will recover a lot quicker. So, you know, that's another reason I want to do a second video with that part, is to give you real world experience, because I want everything that this channel does as far as product reviews be products that I believe in, that I trust, that I'll use, and that you'll use as well. You're never going to see things like blow up couches and RV bidets and silly stuff like this on this channel, because if I don't use it and I don't believe in it, it's not coming on the channel, period. So just know that when you're looking at an RV product review or a truck product review on this channel, it's something that I actually believe in and I actually use and I actually see results from. When we start heading north here in a week or two, we got a 1,200 mile trip. There's no better trip than the one coming up to test this product. And I want to give you, again, real world views and did I see an improvement. So stick around for that video, and that should be coming out shortly after this one does. Again, it's not the squat for me, it's the bounce. And then, you know, back to the squat a little bit. Most people are going to buy this product for that purpose, for squat. And, you know, I can't stress enough the benefits of leveling out that vehicle. You've probably already heard people telling you, when you hook up an RV and you set up your rig, you want the RV to sit as level as possible, especially if you have tandem axles. And that has a lot to do with tire wear. And that's something that I wanted to point out again too, is if you've got all the weight on the back of the truck and you've taken a lot of weight off the front of your truck, you're going to get excessive tire wear. And most people, if you don't have a dually, even if you do have a dually, you're rotating tires. You're going to be doing that a lot more often if you don't get that vehicle leveled out, that truck leveled out. So that's another big benefit to the Timbrens and leveling out your vehicle, is tire wear. So guys, watch for the second video, because that's where I'm going to show you how my truck sits with the Timbrens versus not with the Timbrens. You already know that we had 2 inches of drop. I'm really anxious to see. I'm sure I'm going to get at least a 1/2 inch, because I got a 1/2 inch gap there that I saved so that I can have a normal ride when I'm not hooked up to the RV. So a couple reasons why I'm waiting. Number one, all the slides and everything have to come in for the jacks to come up to go back on the truck, and that's just really a kind of a pain in the butt to do that for a 5-minute filming. So we're going to go ahead and wait. We're going to measure that when we put the truck back on, when we head out, and then we'll give you some real world stuff. So keep an eye out for that video. Thanks for watching this one, guys. I hope it was helpful. Hope it was informative enough for you to make a decision whether you need a product like this or want a product like this. So we'll see you on the second video. Thanks for watching.